round picks in the next 2 seasons. There's nothing stopping them from packaging those picks to move up or using one of those picks to move up and get another quarterback. I know it might be a little premature, but the major concern about Tua was not his ability to play on the field, but his ability to stay on the field. And already early in his career, he's already had an injury that sidelined him for at least one game. I think that concern should be real down in Miami.
Okay, I like it. Next question. After the Las Vegas Raiders got absolutely flattened by Atlanta this past weekend, it is simply this: the Raiders, pretenders or contenders?
I mean, they're pretenders. That offense is impressive, but the defense is so bad. They're giving up points on half of their drives, which means they turn opposing offenses to the best offense in the league. That is unacceptable. That's pretty bad. I know we've talked about how bad defenses have been around the league throughout the entire league, but the Raiders, they seem to be kind of rounding into the worst possible example of that. And they can score a lot of points with Henry Ruggs, and Carr is kind of inconsistent, but when he's on, they're good. Josh Jacobs is a great running back. It seems like they've made all the right moves on one side of the ball and all the wrong moves on the other side of the ball. So you can't be a contender if you can't stop anybody 50% of the time.
Yeah, that's a great note that you saw from Hembo there. That is actually the worst percentage in recorded history. All right, last one, Dominique. I'm telling you right now, either Seattle or Green Bay is making the Super Bowl out of the NFC. Which one are you telling me it is?
It's a tough choice. The NFC is up in the air right now. I think I'm going to go with Seattle, though. I think that their defense is, again, it comes down to defenses, and these are two teams who are not playing as well on defense as you would like. But Seattle seemed to show up last weekend. They're getting Griffin, or they got Griffin back. They should be getting Dunbar back, the other corner. Dunlap has been able to improve their pass rushing ability, so I think that their defense is getting better. There's no problems on the offensive side of the ball for either of these teams. They're going to be able to score points. The question is, who do you trust to be able to get a stop when they need it? And it's hard to trust either team, honestly, but I like the Seahawks a little bit more. And I think the Packers' inability to stop the run is going to be incredibly concerning in the playoffs.
Obviously, two teams where legendary quarterbacks are trying to overcome what have been less than below average defenses. Speaking of legendary quarterbacks, let's move it on to Tampa Bay and Tampa, Tom. Tom Brady has thrown 11 picks this season. Only Carson Wentz has thrown more. Brady has 4 games with multiple picks, already tied for the most in any season in his career. And his coach, Bruce Arians, well, he's not exactly known for running the football, and that has certainly been the case this year. Tampa Bay ranks 28th in the league in rushing yards per game, and their running backs aren't helping out at all. The Bucs runners have dropped 13 passes so far this season, nearly twice the total of any other team. So it is a combination of circumstances. And if you watch this show or listen to my radio show, you know that I have been yelling and screaming that this is all Bruce Arians' fault and that they are running the wrong offense. And Dominique, this morning, for the very first time, you convinced me that I might have that wrong. Tell me why.
Yeah, I mean, what about what's happened in Tampa Bay suggests to you that Bruce Arians is making these decisions? Was it when they went and signed Gronkowski, or
Right.
or was it when they went and signed AB? Like, it seems like Tom Brady had a point to prove. He came into this season hearing everyone say that Belichick is the reason why he's been successful, that his arm strength is waning, he's getting old. He wants to throw these deep passes just as much as Bruce Arians. And if Tom Brady wanted to do something different, you know what they would be doing? Something different. Tom Brady is running this offense. It seems like Tom Brady is running this team. So I'm not sure that we can forgive Tom Brady and blame BA for anything more than we already have. The only control that Bruce Arians seems to have is to be able to take shots at Tom Brady in the media. And he is definitely wielding that power quite willy-nilly. And he's enjoying that because that's the only thing he can do. All he can do is say, Tom Brady messed up that read. Check it out. Watch him miss this pass. That's on Tom. That just further lets me know that he's annoyed with Tom Brady making all the decisions.
It's actually a very good point, RC. It is the first thing that has really given me pause. Everything else suggests Tom Brady is making a lot of decisions in Tampa. So why wouldn't he be involved in these decisions? What do you think, Ryan Clark?
He's absolutely involved. And anytime you see a great quarterback and a great quarterback coach relation, the quarterback has something to do with that. You see the offensive coordinator go to the quarterback. Do you like this play? How do you feel about this? And as they practice it during the week, someone will take it out or they'll put something else in. But when you watch Tom Brady, being able to run the offense and make the throws isn't the problem. His problem is making the throws under pressure. Himbo shot me a stat. He's thrown from a clean pocket more than anyone in the league, 27 times. And he's been dang good while doing that. But the 20 pressures he has no touchdowns, 5 interceptions. If he threw the ball away every single play, his rating would be 40, and it's 20. And so when you look at what Tom Brady is doing, he just doesn't want to take the hits anymore. I remember playing this game, and when I played this game, I said every play, I'm coming out and I'm trying to split somebody. I'm trying to smash somebody. And now when I watch football, I flinch. When I watch football, I'm like, ooh, I can't believe I did that. Well, Tom Brady's 2 years older than me. And if you look at Tom Brady when he's pressured by Tyrann Mathieu, and he's not even close to him, and Tyrann Mathieu is smaller than Greeny, he's throwing the ball and turning away. Interception to Breeland. When he throws the ball into the helmet before he goes over to chastise Michael Evans, you know what's happening? Nothing. Nobody's around Tom Brady. They just whispered, say, bruh, we gonna pressure. And you know who he turned into? Sam Darnold's uncle. He saw ghosts too, but they're older ghosts. And you know that older ghosts are even meaner because they're mad that they're still in the spirit realm and they haven't ascended. And so they make you turn away and throw the ball in the people's helmet. And then you have people who decide they're going to defend you when you do that. No, when dude is getting pressured, he don't want that smoke. And that's okay. We all get old. We all get tired of getting hit. He feels like Mike Tyson. He's like, you're talking about Bruce Arians. You're talking about the interceptions. But what about my tail? Why is nobody worried about me? And Tom Brady's trying to save himself.
That's fair. Again, he's 43 years old, but he is so much in control of the fact that he's still out there playing. He obviously wants to play for a reason. Desmond, you watch this. What do you see in that Tampa offense, and can they get it fixed?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question, Greeny, because, RC was going so long. I thought he was going to try to take us into the break. I was like, am I going to get a chance? Man.
My bad, Dad.
Wow. Okay, so listen. What I see.
He did get 4 analogies.
I don't know if there's any more meat on the bone after that. You know what I mean, Greeny? I tell you what, RC hit on a very interesting stat. Talking about when he's pressured, when Tom Brady's pressured, and how he's throwing the interceptions, and that's what I see. Like when he's pressured, he's now on the same page as his outlet valves. This guy's his safety nets. These guys like Mike Evans. We saw when he played Sunday night against Kansas City, when he pressured, looked for Mike Evans. Mike wasn't ready. When Tom was ready, Tom threw the ball, hit off somebody's helmet. Deflection, interception. We've seen that consistently throughout the season. When he was in New England, everyone was on the same page when he got pressured, when he got blitzed. You have one of those little crafty receivers in the slot. They'll turn around immediately, get the ball, and keep the chains moving. He doesn't have that he doesn't have that right now, and that's what's really hurting Tom Brady. So until he can get on the same page with receivers down in Tampa, especially when he's pressured, especially when he's blitzed, they're going to have big problems. There's no doubt in my mind that he's a part of the game plan. But that's all out the window when you have to go out there and the bullets are live, when they're coming from left and right, and your receiver has to see it, and he has to turn around immediately. He's part of the game plan, but the blitzing, they got to get that down, and he has to get on the same page with his receivers, his hot receivers.
All right, everybody on the clock. At the end of the day, maybe what we figured out here is they need this bye week, which they have right now, and maybe they figure a few things out. Meanwhile, speaking of troubles at quarterback, this was an entirely different level, obviously, in Denver, where the Broncos played with Kendall Hinton, a wide receiver from the practice squad, at quarterback this past week in a 31-3 loss to the Saints. He finished 1 of 9, throwing for 13 yards and 2 picks. The Broncos had no offense. They had no chance. You know what happened. All their quarterbacks couldn't play because of COVID protocols. So when we take a look at the numbers they put up there, it was historically bad, basically as bad as any team in history. But listen to how Jerry Jones, in his regular weekly radio interview, viewed that relative to his team's quarterback struggles. Listen.
You take risks when you put all the quarterbacks in the same room. If you're worried about those things, you can spread them out a little bit. You can save one. I don't know that that Denver had any more of a challenge than we've had with DiNucci.
I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry, what? Ben DiNucci was a quarterback that Jerry Jones drafted. So what he's saying, Ryan Clark, is we were in as bad a shape as this team that found out the day before their game that they had to play a practice squad wide receiver at quarterback when we had a week to get ready with a quarterback that I drafted in the 7th round. Ryan Clark, what?
Jerry Jones wants to be oppressed so badly. And you're not, Jerry. Jerry, you're just making bad decisions. You made bad decisions on people you drafted. You made bad decisions on people that you brought over as free agents. You put together a roster that just doesn't work. And for him to compare himself or their team to the Denver Broncos is absolutely delusional. If there ever was a time where they wanted to say, you know what, he may not have the capacity to run this team, this is your chance, Stephen Jones. Take it to the court.
Graziano, 15 seconds. Your thoughts?
I just pictured poor Ben DiNucci in his car running errands, listening to the radio, and gets blindsided by this. Like, I got drafted by the Cowboys. I feel good about that. Now it turns out I'm no better than a practice squad wide receiver. I just felt bad for Ben.
I don't go back into work from Ben. I'm done. I pack my stuff up and leave. Right there, I'm done.
That's pretty much how it went. All right, we will take a break up against the end of the hour, but a huge hour coming your way on this Wednesday. Still to come, the Steelers remain undefeated. Will they?